The rule changes in baseball, including that a man on second base in extra innings, and then the shift that is sitting here that is allowed to change things. Has it ruined the game, or is it just evolution of a game?
The shift has not ruined the game. The hitters have ruined the game by what you were talking about, the metrics of launch angle. The managers have ruined the game from thinking you don't no longer play small ball. Everything's oriented around going deep and scoring 2, 3 runs at a time instead of playing small ball, hitting behind the runner, hit and run, bunting a guy over. You don't see that anymore. They want to score 2, 3 runs at a whack with a dinger instead of 1 run at a time by small ball. And so these metrics have destroyed the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem with the game now is simply the length of it. When Ferguson Jenkins would pitch against a Gaylord Perry or a Bob Gibson, we were back in the clubhouse in an hour and a half, 2 hours, because they threw the ball over the plate. They got the ball to throw the ball. Again, with this 100-pitch rule, pitchers having no arm strength and looking toward the bullpen after an inning or two or 6 innings as a starter. Every time you change a starting pitcher, you've eaten 12 to 15 minutes every time you've made a pitching change. And I'll bet the average pitchers per game is around 3 per team now. And so, therefore,
Please.
you've extended the game 45 minutes by this. So these 3.5, 4 hour games are what is killing the game. Nothing else really, or that's the majority of it, is the length of the game. And so you're going to speed up the game. All right. You're going to make a picture, throw the ball within 15 seconds. But the hitter can take as much damn time as he wants getting in the batter's box. They can walk up to the plate from the batter's box, from the on deck circle, and take 15 minutes getting there. They can step out, do a Mike Hargrove human rain delay, getting their act together. And this is what's killing a game. But to me, the big thing is a pitching change, and it's all oriented around that 100-pitch rule. How many complete games in the major leagues last year? 20, 25? Fergie, Gaylord, Gibson used to have 30 themselves.
So how do you then solve it? Let's find a way to do this here. You're right. Damn games are way too long, and they get boring after a while. You sit there for 4 hours, but hey, baseball's going to say, we got to pay for the game. We got to have commercials. We got to have all these things in the game that make money for us, and we've got to protect our pitchers because we got to make sure that we don't ruin them too soon. And the fans are out there. Damn it, Jim, the fans want offense. They want to see home runs. They want to see explosive scoreboards going up. So knowing all that, and that's the mantra that baseball and the owners have thrown at the game, I don't see any way to change it and to change that and to make it better, Jim. I just don't see it. Not when you're fighting that.
No, I fully agree with you. And all the constraints they're putting on the pitchers, not on the hitters. You talk about the shift. Let's talk about the shift for a minute. The shift is there because those power hitters are trying to yank the ball. They're not trying to hit it the other way, the outside pitch to left field or the outside pitch to right field. Driving it, that is what made Bench and Fisk great, is that as a pitcher, you live on the outside half the plate. And the idea is to get the ball to move so the big hitters try to pull it, ground ball to the infield. Okay? Gaylord Perry in Cleveland, they mowed the lawn the afternoon after Gaylord pitched the infield, and then didn't mow it again until after he pitched 5 days later, because they wanted that grass lawn, which slowed the ball down, which allowed the infielders to get to it. Gaylord lived on a ground ball. So with the shift, you got everybody trying to hit home runs because that's what the managers and that's what they're getting paid the big money for, is going deep. So you get the third baseman behind second base. I guarantee you Rod Carew would lay a bunt down the third baseline and be on second before anybody picked it up. But the idea is they want to hit home runs.
Small ball.
Yeah. So you don't eliminate the shift. You get the damn hitters to think something other than pulling the ball and going deep, and the shift will go away.
But what you just said is brilliantly simple to fight all this. Why don't they do it, Jim?
It was the same. Well, because again, they want the home run. They don't want that big hitter on first base. They want him rounding the bases. So they figure they're sacrificing the possibility of home run by getting a hit to left field. You know, the the best solutions are simple. I can remember Jim Sundberg coming out to the mound one day and saying, "Emu, we got to change our signs. The guy on second base is giving our signs to the hitters." And what the guy on second base would do is lead off, have one hand open, one hand closed for a curveball, both hands closed for a fastball, both open for a changeup, this type of thing. So without saying anything, he could communicate what the catcher was calling. And signs aren't that tough. You can't figure them out after one or two pitches. Well, Sonny comes out the mound and says, "Emu, we got to change signs." I said, "Get behind the plate, Sonny. Don't worry about it." No, we got to change signs. And get behind the plate and call me a breaking pitch away. So he got behind the plate, called a slider away, and you saw I came in the stretch, looked at second, made sure the guy was doing something with his hands. And then I proceed to throw a 100-mile fastball up and in. The guy does a 1.5 gainer in the pike position as he was leaning toward the outside of the plate expecting a slider. I can guarantee you he saw his life pass before his eyes, and he will never believe another guy on second base ever again. Simple solution.